This question reads, a software company employs exactly 7 sales representatives, K, M, P, Q, S, T, and U, to work in its 3 sales zones, Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3. Each sales representative works in exactly one of the sales zones, in accordance with the following conditions. All right, so we have our representatives. We have 3 zones. So we're going to draw out our zones like so, and we'll place them in accordingly. All right, let's go to the rules. Rule number 1, either P or T, but not both, works in zone 1. Okay, so we have if not P1, then T1, contrapositive if not T1, then P1. So this is our either or. We also have to write out our not both. So if P1, then not T1, and if T1, then not P1. So that's our not both. So what this tells us is we have a placeholder in zone 1 for either a T or a P. Rule number 2, either T or U, but not both, works in zone 2. All right, so similar to rule number 1, we have if not T2, then U2. If not U2, then T2. So this is our either or. Now our not both, if T2, then not U2. And contrapositive, if U2, then not T2. So that's our not both. So that tells us we have a placeholder in zone 2 for either T or U. Now, rule number 3, P and Q work in the same sales zone as each other. So P in the same zone as Q. Rule number 4, S and U work in the same sales zone as each other. So S and U together. And rule number 5, there are more of the sales representatives working in zone 3 than in zone 2. So that tells us zone 3 has more than zone 2. Well, we already know that zone 2 has at least 1 because we have our placeholder in there. So that tells us that 3 has at least 2. All right, so those are our rules or deductions in our setup. Let's go ahead and hit the questions.